Hello and welcome to Seniors Vitality Hub, the channel where we talk about how to stay strong, healthy, and full of life, no matter your age. Today's topic is one that might surprise you. Never eat these 5 breakfast foods after 60. They destroy your heart. Many of us have breakfast habits we've followed for years, maybe even decades. But some of the most common morning foods can slowly harm your heart, especially after age 60. In this video, we'll talk about 5 specific foods you should avoid, and more importantly, I'll explain why they're not good for your heart in simple, easy-to-understand language. We're not here to scare anyone. We're here to help you make smarter choices, one small step at a time. But before we dive in, I'd love to know, how old are you and where are you watching from? Please leave comment below. It helps us feel like a real community, and I read every one. All right, let's get started with the first food you should stop eating at breakfast if you want to protect your heart. Picture this. You wake up in the morning, maybe stretch a little, boil some water for tea or coffee, and then reach for a slice of soft white bread. Maybe you pop it into the toaster, add some butter or jam, and sit down to enjoy a quiet breakfast. It feels comforting. It's something many of us have done for years. But here's the problem. That simple slice of white bread could be doing more harm than good, especially when it comes to your heart. Let's talk about why. White bread is made from highly processed flour. That means most of the natural fiber and nutrients have been stripped away. What's left is a soft, fine flour that turns into sugar very quickly once it's inside your body. Even though it doesn't taste sweet, it acts almost like sugar when you digest it. Now, why does that matter? Well, imagine your blood vessels. The ones that carry oxygen and nutrients to your heart are like little garden hoses. When you eat something that spikes your blood sugar, like white bread, that sugar flows through those hoses and starts to irritate the walls. Over time, this irritation can cause tiny injuries inside your blood vessels. Your body tries to heal those injuries by sending cholesterol to patch them up, just like you'd patch a hole in a tire. But too much of that, and the blood vessels start to narrow. The patches become bigger and harder. This is how heart disease begins. White bread also causes your blood sugar to rise quickly and then crash. That leaves you feeling tired, hungry again, and more likely to reach for another snack. This can lead to weight gain, which puts even more pressure on your heart. And here's something many people don't realize. After age 60, your body becomes more sensitive to these blood sugar spikes. Your metabolism slows down. Your body can't handle sugar and starch the same way it did when you were younger. That's why eating white bread every day, even just 1 or 2 slices, can quietly damage your heart over time. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up bread forever. But it's important to choose better types of bread, ones that work with your body, not against it. So what should you do instead? Start by switching to whole grain or whole wheat bread. These are made with the entire grain, so they have more fiber, more vitamins, and don't turn into sugar so quickly. They also keep you full longer, which means you're less likely to snack too soon after breakfast. You might also try oats. A warm bowl of oatmeal with some berries and nuts is a heart-friendly, satisfying way to start the day. Or even a slice of rye or sprouted grain bread, which has more fiber and nutrients than white bread. If you've been eating white toast for years, don't worry, you can make the change slowly. Try swapping out just 1 slice at a time. Or have toast only a few times a week instead of every day. Every small step helps, and here's a tip. Read the label. The first ingredient says enriched wheat flour. That's just another way of saying processed white flour. Look for 100% whole grain instead. Most of all, remember this. Just because something is common doesn't mean it's good for you. White bread may be familiar and soft and easy, but over time, it makes your heart work harder than it should. You don't need to give up your favorite breakfast foods completely. but learning to choose better ones is one of the kindest things you can do for your body and for your future. Your heart is always working for you, every moment of every day. The least we can do is give it the right support. Let's talk about a breakfast food that's in nearly every grocery store. Brightly packaged, often labeled healthy, and found in the cupboards of millions of homes. Breakfast cereal. If you're over 60 and still starting your day with a bowl of cereal, especially the sweet kind, it's time to take a closer look at what's really in that bowl. Many people choose cereal because it feels easy. You pour it in a bowl, add milk, and breakfast is ready. It seems light and fast, and the box might even say things like heart healthy, whole grain, or fortified with vitamins. But here's what most of those labels don't tell you. Many breakfast cereals are loaded with sugar. Even the ones that look plain or are marketed to adults can have more sugar in one serving than a cookie. And most people eat more than just one serving. Now let's think about what sugar does in your body. When you eat sugary cereal, your blood sugar rises quickly, and that's especially risky as you get older. High blood sugar creates more work for your heart, and over time, it makes your arteries stiff and narrow. That's what increases the risk for high blood pressure, heart attacks, and strokes. You may not feel the damage happening right away, but it adds up. Eating a sugary cereal each morning is like adding a tiny drop of glue inside your blood vessels every single day. Eventually, it builds up. And don't forget, most cereals are also low in fiber and protein. That means they don't keep you full. So after an hour or two, your energy crashes and your body starts looking for another boost, usually from more sugar or coffee. It's a cycle that wears your body out. Here's something else to keep in mind. After age 60, many people become more sensitive to changes in blood sugar. The pancreas, which helps manage sugar in your body, doesn't work as fast as it used to. So those big morning sugar spikes become harder to control. And that can lead to weight gain, tiredness, and most importantly, strain on your heart. You might be thinking, but I eat whole grain cereal. That's a good instinct, but even whole grain cereals can be tricky. Some of them still have added sugar, and the grains are often so processed that they digest quickly. Just like sugar, so what should you eat instead? Try switching to plain oatmeal. Not the flavored kind in packets, just real rolled oats or steel-cut oats. They take a few extra minutes to cook, but they're worth it. You can add your own flavor with fresh fruit, a sprinkle of cinnamon, or a few chopped nuts. Oats are gentle on your blood sugar and full of fiber, which helps clean out cholesterol from your blood vessels. Another great option is a small bowl of plain Greek yogurt with berries and a handful of seeds. It gives you protein and healthy fats, both of which keep you full longer and support your heart. And if you really want something crunchy in the morning, try making your own cereal mix. You can combine unsweetened puffed grains, toasted oats, and nuts with no added sugar. Store it in a jar, and it's ready whenever you are. One more tip, always read the label. Sugar or anything ending in O's, like glucose or fructose, is one of the first 3 ingredients. That's a red flag. And don't be fooled by the word natural. Sugar is sugar, whether it comes from cane, corn, or honey. To protect your heart, you don't have to give up breakfast cereal forever. But you do need to make smarter choices. Skip the ones that taste like dessert and choose foods that truly support your energy, your digestion, and your heart. You deserve a breakfast that helps you feel strong, not tired. Your heart deserves peace, not a daily sugar shock. Remember, it's never too late to make better choices. Even one small change in your morning routine can help your heart stay younger longer. Now, let's talk about a breakfast food that's loved by many: bacon, sausages, and other processed meats. These foods might smell delicious in the morning and bring back warm memories, maybe from family breakfasts or weekend brunches. But if you're over 60, eating processed meats regularly can silently harm your heart in ways you might not realize. Let's break it down. Processed meats are meats that have been changed to last longer or taste stronger. They're often smoked, salted, or preserved with chemicals. Bacon, sausage links, ham, and even some breakfast patties fall into this group. The biggest issue with processed meats is the salt and preservatives. These meats are usually packed with sodium, and too much sodium makes your body hold on to water. Oh, that extra water puts pressure on your blood vessels, which raises your blood pressure. And high blood pressure is one of the biggest dangers for your heart. Your heart is a muscle. When it has to work against high pressure for years, it gets tired. The walls of your heart thicken, and over time, it doesn't pump as well. That's how people develop heart failure and other serious problems. And that's not all. These meats often contain chemicals called nitrates or nitrites, which are added to keep the meat looking pink and fresh. But inside the body, they can form substances that damage blood vessels and increase the risk of heart disease and even cancer. These are not small concerns. They've been studied for years, you might think. But I don't eat a lot of bacon just on weekends. That's okay. The danger isn't in eating a piece once in a while. It's when these foods become part of your regular breakfast every day or even a few times a week. That's when the damage adds up quietly over time. Many seniors also deal with stiff or clogged arteries. Processed meats add more inflammation to the body, like tiny sparks that irritate your system every time you eat them. And the older we get, the harder it is for our bodies to calm those sparks down. So what can you eat instead? There are many tasty, healthier choices. If you enjoy something savory in the morning, try eggs, boiled, poached, or scrambled without too much oil. You can add vegetables like spinach, tomatoes, or mushrooms for more flavor and fiber. Another good option is avocado toast on whole grain bread. Avocado gives you healthy fats that actually help your heart, not hurt it. Or, if you still want some protein, try a little bit of grilled chicken breast or smoked salmon. Just be sure to watch the salt content and portion size. If you're used to bacon for that crispy texture, try lightly pan-fried tofu or even roasted chickpeas as a crunchy, healthy side. It might sound different at first, but many people find new favorites once they give them a chance. And if you do want to enjoy bacon once in a while, go ahead. Just treat it as a rare treat, not a daily habit. Make sure it's not the main part of your breakfast. You can balance it with fresh foods that nourish your body. Here's something else to remember when it comes to heart health. It's not just about what you eat once. It's about what you eat often. Small, repeated choices matter more than one big decision. So if you replace processed meat with a heart-friendly option even 2 or 3 days a week, your heart will thank you. And finally, drink plenty of time. Water salt builds up more easily in the body as we age. So staying hydrated helps flush it out and keep your blood pressure more stable. Your heart has already been with you through so much. Let's not weigh it down with food that makes its job harder. You deserve a breakfast that's not only tasty, but safe for your future. Now, let's talk about something that seems healthy, even sounds healthy, but might be quietly damaging your heart every morning. Flavored yogurt. Many people choose yogurt for breakfast because it feels light, smooth, and easy to digest. It's often advertised as good for your gut or full of calcium. And yes, plain yogurt can be a smart choice, but the kind of yogurt most people eat, those little cups with fruit on the bottom or vanilla flavoring, often contain way too much sugar. Some have as much sugar as a slice of cake. Let's think about what happens when you eat one of those. You open the cup, maybe stir the fruit from the bottom. It tastes sweet and smooth, almost like a dessert. And in many ways, that's exactly what it is. You're eating what feels like a healthy food, but in reality, you're starting your day with several spoonfuls of added sugar. As we've already discussed, sugar is one of the biggest enemies of heart health after age 60. It raises your blood sugar fast, forces your body to release extra insulin, and creates stress inside your blood vessels. That stress builds up quietly over time and leads to hardening of the arteries, a serious cause of heart disease. Also, many of these flavored yogurts are low in fat, but that doesn't make them healthier. In fact, when companies remove fat from dairy, they often add sugar to make the yogurt taste better. That's how they trick people into thinking it's a healthy option. Even those yogurts with words like light, fruit blend, or digestive on the label can still contain a surprising amount of sugar. The problem isn't yogurt itself, it's how it's been changed and more sweetened. You may not feel anything bad right after eating it, but when it becomes your regular breakfast, day after day, that sugar adds up. It can cause your body to store more belly fat, increase inflammation, and tire out your heart, especially when your system is already slowing down with age. So what can you do instead? Simple. Choose plain yogurt, either regular or Greek yogurt. It might taste a little more sour at first, but you can make it delicious by adding your own healthy toppings. Try fresh berries, a few slices of banana, or a spoon of chopped walnuts. You control the sweetness and the quality of ingredients, and your heart will be much happier for it. Greek yogurt, in particular, has more protein and keeps you full longer. That's a big help if you want to avoid snacking later or if you're watching your weight. Just make sure you're choosing the plain, unsweetened kind. If you need a little extra flavor, try stirring in a dash of cinnamon or a few drops of vanilla extract. Or add a few seeds like chia or flax. They give you fiber and healthy fats that help reduce cholesterol. Also, watch the portion size. Even the healthiest yogurt can be too much if you eat a large bowl full every day. Half a cup to 1 cup is usually enough for most seniors, and always check the label. If the sugar content is higher than 8 to 10 grams per serving, especially if it's added sugar, it's probably not your best choice. Remember, just because something is in the dairy aisle doesn't make it heart healthy. The food industry is smart. They make sweet foods look healthy by adding vitamins or using words like organic, but it's still sugar. And your heart can only handle so much. You deserve a breakfast that's simple, satisfying, and honest, not one that tricks your taste buds while hurting your health. So next time you reach for a yogurt cup, think twice. Flip it over. Read the label. Choose the kind that supports your heart, not the one that secretly works against it. Your body knows how to heal. Sometimes it just needs you to make the right choices. Let's talk about one more common breakfast item that can quietly hurt your heart, especially after age 60. Pastries and sweet baked goods like muffins, croissants, donuts, and sweet rolls. These foods are soft, buttery, and sweet. And they feel comforting, especially in the morning with a hot cup of tea or coffee. Maybe it's a habit from years ago, grabbing a Danish or cinnamon bun with your drink, or enjoying a muffin that feels healthy because it has blueberries in it. But here's the truth. These foods are one of the worst ways to start your day if you care about your heart. Why? Because pastries are a double problem. They are high in sugar and high in unhealthy fats, especially something called trans fats, which can still be found in many store-bought or bakery items. Even if the label doesn't list trans fats, many of them contain ingredients like shortening or partially hydrogenated oil, which act just like them in your body. These fats are like glue that stick to the inside of your arteries. They raise your bad cholesterol and lower the good kind. That makes it easier for your arteries to get clogged and much harder for your heart to pump blood properly. Now, pair that with a heavy dose of sugar, and what do you get? A quick burst of energy, followed by a crash. Your blood sugar goes up fast. Your heart has to work harder. And then your energy drops, leaving you feeling tired, maybe shaky, or craving more food just a couple hours later. And here's something especially important for seniors. After 60, our bodies don't burn sugar and fat the same way. What you could get away with eating in your 40s might now stick around longer as belly fat. Inflammation or silent damage inside your blood. vessels. You may not feel it right away, but over time, your risk of heart attack and stroke increases also. Many baked goods are made with refined white flour, which we already know behaves like sugar in the body. So when you eat a pastry, you're really getting a triple hit: sugar, bad fats, and fast-digesting carbs, all in one small item. So what can you do? If you enjoy something sweet in the morning, there are healthier ways to satisfy that craving. For example, you can make homemade oat muffins using mashed banana or applesauce as sweetener, no sugar needed. Or have a slice of whole grain toast with a thin layer of almond butter and a few slices of banana on top. A small bowl of fresh fruit with a sprinkle of cinnamon can also be a lovely, heart-friendly treat. Or try chia pudding made with unsweetened almond milk, topped with berries. It feels creamy and satisfying, but supports your heart instead of hurting it. If you go to a coffee shop, skip the pastry case. Instead, bring a small snack from home, something with fiber and protein, so you're not tempted to grab the sugary option while waiting in line. And again, always check the label. Some baked goods can have 20, 25, even 30 grams of sugar in one serving. That's more than your heart should have in an entire day. Here's a gentle truth. Just because something is sold for breakfast doesn't mean it's healthy. A donut might be shaped like a morning treat, but it behaves like dessert. When you start your day with food that lifts you up, instead of weighing you down, your whole body feels the difference. Your energy is steadier. Your heart doesn't have to work overtime, and your future feels more in your control. You don't have to give up sweetness. Just choose better sources of it. Because your heart isn't just a muscle, it's your life engine. And it deserves the best fuel you can give it. So now we've reached the final part of our video. Let's take a deep breath and gently look back at what we've learned today. We talked about 5 popular breakfast foods that so many people, especially seniors, eat without thinking. Twice, foods like white toast, sugary cereal, bacon, and sausages, flavored yogurts, and sweet pastries. They're tasty, comforting, and often part of our morning routine. But they're also silent troublemakers for the heart. And here's the important part. These foods don't hurt you overnight. They work slowly, quietly, over the months and years. That's why it's easy to ignore the signs until something serious happens. But now, you know. You understand what these foods do to your body, especially after age 60. When the heart needs more support, not more strain. So, what happens next? You don't need to change your entire life in one day. Just begin with one thing. Maybe tomorrow, instead of white bread, you choose oatmeal. Maybe you look more closely at your yogurt label. Maybe you skip the sausage and go for a boiled egg and some sliced avocado. These are small, gentle steps, but each one is a move toward a stronger, healthier heart. The beautiful truth is this: your body still wants to heal. It still knows how to repair, how to balance, how to protect you, even if you've had bad habits for years. Your heart will respond to better choices. Not instantly, but steadily. And the sooner you start, the more powerful the results. Every healthy breakfast is a gift you give yourself. It's a sign of respect, a way of saying, I want to feel good. I want to keep living fully. I want to care for this heart that has cared for me my whole life. You are not too old, it is not too late, and you are not alone. At Seniors Vitality Hub, we are a growing community of people who want to stay healthy naturally with good food, wise choices, and simple routines that support long life and clear minds. If today's video helped you, please leave a comment below and tell us, what food are you planning to change in your morning routine? And don't forget to tell us where you're watching from. It always makes my day. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more natural tips, healthy habits, and easy advice made just for seniors. Thank you for spending this time with me. Be kind to yourself. Be gentle with your heart, and remember, your body knows how to heal. Sometimes it just needs the right support. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.